Good morning, good morning. Time for another video on the LuderCo Arms channel. So, a long time ago when I first started this channel, I did like a quick little run through of the shop. And people have asked different questions, the stuff they see in the background. So I figured we'll do another toolbox tour. So, actually this would be kind of a full shop tour. But so this is the shop from the outside. This big door right here slides to the side on like a aircraft hangar door. Same with this door over here where the Scout is parked. They just slide back and forth on there like that. So I guess we'll start down here at this end. So in this end of the lean-to part of the building, this is my storage, and also I keep some of my project metal in here and a lot of spider webs. There's spider webs all over the place in here. But just assorted parts, leftovers from other projects, bits and pieces to use on projects, scrap metal that'll end up getting sold eventually, just all different kind of PVC conduit, all kind of wiring and crap. This is all gaskets for the Scout. Of course, we've got boxes and parts, brass fittings, and all of my oil and grease, oil filters, air filters, old electric motors, gearboxes, wheels for projects, spare transfer cases, spare small motors, spare drive shafts, my my mitering saw, cut-off saw, more leftover parts and such. There's a spare Scout transfer case, spare steering for the Cherokee, all kind of parts for a Gravely tractor, spare Scout parts, screws, roofing screws, deck screws, training landmines. Got those when I was in the Army. Just all kind of spare stuff. 60 caulking guns, because when you clean the shop you find all the caulking guns you couldn't find when you were looking for a caulking gun. Come over here, we got a Gravely mower deck, some spare tires, transmission tunnel cover for a Scout, my old hit or miss engine. If you want to see that run, let me know and I'll drag it out and get it going. I usually run it every 3 or 4 years. This is all scrap wire and brass and aluminum stuff that's going to end up going to the scrap yard. This is the stuff that I keep for projects. On the upper shelf, a whole bunch of parts for a RAV4 that got destroyed by a drunk driver in our own front yard that never got a chance to be put on, because I need to put those on Marketplace. So yeah, there's all kind of spare stuff in here. So we go out of here, and then we got the Scout's little place where it parks, and we got spare metal for projects stacked everywhere. PVC pipe, wood, pretty much anything I use for different projects. Don't mind the oil on the floor. That was not coming from the Scout. That's from a bucket that leaked in the other side of the building. But there's all kind of just metal pieces and stuff for projects. A pump. This old tractor. It does run if you, well, you'd have to play with it for a while. But this thing's pretty cool because it's an economy Power King, and it actually has hydraulic lifts on the 3-point hitch, and it's got a big Kohler 1-cylinder engine under the hood, and it does operate. It runs, but I haven't. It's been sitting here for a long time. It will run though. I did drain the fuel out of it before I parked it. More spare tractor tires and more spare parts. Stuff we might use someday. And then of course the Scout parked in here. And that old shed has Christmas stuff in it. And that shed right there has Christmas stuff in it. And then we have the shop, which you've all seen many times. You come in this little side room. You got a sink, wash your hands with a water heater. And then this area is I use for working on gun stocks and also polishing brass. This machine I use to decap 9mm brass in bulk because I shoot a lot of 9mm before I clean it. And it's a mess in here. I don't ever seem to get it cleaned up between projects, but we got the old heat gun, the steam iron for getting dents out of stocks, soldering, all my soldering stuff, and then of course shelves full of stuff. This electrical water heater stuff. This is a box of stuff for converting all these fluorescent lights to LEDs. Just all kinds of junk, really. It's not junk. I mean, it's stuff that I use, but I just don't use it that often. And it just depends on what kind of repair I'm doing on a gun as to what I'm going to need. Brass, buckets of brass, buckets of brass, buckets of brass, lifting straps, all that kind of good stuff. And then you got the shop itself, kind of crowded, but toolboxes. The stove I use for when I'm bluing guns. Obviously you got the big lathe, and then we've got the small lathe and bandsaw, toolboxes. There's a table saw, press, tons of storage, the old oxyacetylene torch, this big welding table that I never can work on anything on because it's always full of stuff I'm working on. Big 3-phase drill press. And so yeah, it's a big 3-phase drill press. It runs off of that VFD up there. Little small drill press, more storage, my blasting cabinet, the big mill. It's an antique Cincinnati, all shaft driven, and everything on it works. MIG welder, TIG welder, drill bit storage, grinder, belt sander, grinder. This is another drill press, but it's set up for carding bluing. That is my polishing wheels. I keep them covered so that the wheels don't get dirty and get ruined. And then toolboxes. So we'll do a separate video actually looking in the toolboxes. But you know, we got shelf over here with all kinds of, there's nuts and bolts and sanding belts and emery cloth, rivet nut kits, hydraulic test gauges. All these boxes down here are different pullers. There's a hydraulic test kit, vacuum test kit. Just, it's my plasma cutter. More metal for projects. This has got all my car wash stuff in it. Those have assorted crap in them, sprays and power steering fluid and stuff. This is all my fluids that I keep in here that I'm using. This is mostly my woodworking tools, saws, miter box, belt sander, jigsaws, all that kind of stuff. And that's about it. That shop cart's got all of my lathe stuff on it. Different chucks and all that stuff. And there's Vactra oil and stuff for the lathes. All of my lathes are three-phase. Both lathes, the mill and that big drill press are all three-phase. And they're all, I'm getting three-phase. I've got a rotary converter. Walk back here and show you this. So that motor right there is 15 horsepower, and it goes to this phasecraft box with capacitors and crap in it. And then over here we have three-phase sub panel and a disconnect. So that's what runs the three-phase things, because I don't have three-phase power from Dominion in here. I have to make my own. So there's that. And all of my things, they're all running off of VFDs. So like there's a VFD for the mill. And then there's VFD up there on the wall for that drill press. And there's a VFD inside this box for the little drill press, or the little lathe, I'm sorry. I converted this lathe. This lathe was single phase, but I converted it to three-phase with a three-phase motor. And then this, the big lathe is three-phase. And when I got it, I had to put a new motor in it and new control. It's basically, it had a bunch of relays and crap, and all that stuff was burned up, didn't work right. So I converted it over to run on a Hitachi VFD. So that runs that. And then I added, on the lathe, I added the measuring devices, and also on the mill. So on the mill we've got XY axis, and then we've also got the little battery powered one there for the quill. So yeah, it's a lot of crap in here. It's very crowded. That's about it for a shop tour. I'll do another video one of these days on what all's in all these toolboxes. So that would make this video too long. But hopefully you found this interesting and entertaining. And then obviously I have all kinds of crap on the walls, as any shop does. Just different stuff I've picked up over the years. Some of it kind of dates you, because look at that slit sign, and then somewhere there's a Let's see, we got all different kinds of signs in here. People get them for me for Christmas. I got a bunch of license plates, farm all signs, flags. Oh, it's behind this now. You can't see it. So that right there, you can see it, $6.99 for a 12-pack Bud Light, is a Kathy Ireland Bud Light thing. I got that in high school, and I've had it all this time. Got old antique Pepsi clock, Volkswagen sign from a dealership. So yeah, anyways, that's probably enough boredom for y'all. And appreciate y'all watching. And we'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a good one.